Before your climber ever gets on the wall, it's important to build some rapport and trust. Make sure you introduce yourself, ask about their hobbies, and try to find something that you have in common. Communication is key. Always ask permission to touch someone or assist them. Don't assume a climber needs assistance just because they have a disability. Many first-time climbers just need moral support and encouragement to try something new and a little scary. If they do want assistance, check in frequently to see if what you're doing is working, or you need to change it up and try something new. It is important to have a discussion about the climber's goals and needs. Don't ask invasive questions about their disability or personal medical history. Do ask objective questions about their strength, range of motion, and how you can best help them. For example, if a climber uses a wheelchair or mobility device, it's important to ask how much sensation and strength they have in their legs. Many wheelchair users can still use their legs while climbing, and should. At times, it can be tempting to help by grabbing a climber's harness and trying to pull them up the wall. However, this can pull the harness out of position and be uncomfortable. It can also put you in a dangerous body position and risk hurting yourself. Instead, try some of these techniques. One useful technique when side climbing is creating a new foothold for your climber with your own leg. It is very important to protect yourself when using this technique and use proper body mechanics. Never use this technique if your leg feels unstable, as you could easily injure yourself. Also consider the size of the climber and make a good judgment call about when to use this technique. This is often helpful for someone who has poor hip or knee mobility and may have difficulty reaching their foot all the way up to a high foothold. This can also be helpful if there aren't any good footholds near the ground, and you can use this technique with your own foot on the ground to help someone get onto the wall. Often, climbers cannot reach the next hold because they can't keep their hips close to the wall. By placing your hand on the climber's lower back, you can push their body towards the wall while they try to reach up. This works best when you time it exactly right, so have the climber count 1, 2, 3, and then push directly into the wall while they attempt the move. Make sure the belayer knows the plan too, so they can take up slack at the right moment. Lowering is one time when holding onto the climber's harness may be beneficial. You can grab a gear loop on the back of the harness to help keep their hips away from the wall and prevent their legs from scraping or their feet getting caught on holds if they aren't able to walk their feet down the wall independently. Alternatively, the climber may be able to use their hands to press away from the wall while you help keep their legs and feet safe and out of the way. Some climbers may need more assistance when lowering to prevent losing their balance, swinging side to side, or hitting their shoulder or head on the wall. In this case, you can have the climber sit on your knee or thigh and guide them down as both belayers lower very slowly. When guiding a visually impaired climber off the wall, it's better to offer them an elbow or a shoulder to hold on, rather than an outstretched hand. Be sure to give detailed verbal descriptions of which way you're going, any obstacles coming up, and let them know when the surface of the floor is changing, like when you're stepping onto the mats at the gym. If a climber uses a white cane or a guide dog, they may prefer to have you give verbal directions that they can follow, rather than holding on to a volunteer. If a visually impaired climber is brand new to the gym, it's very helpful to give them a tour when they first arrive to help them get oriented to the space. When guiding a visually impaired climber on the wall, there are several different techniques that can be used. You should discuss the different options with the climber and see if they have a preference. They may not know, which is fine. In this case, try a couple of different techniques to figure out which works best for them. The first technique is using a clock face to describe where the holds are. You can use the clock face in reference to their whole body or in reference to each of their hands. Many climbers prefer this method over saying right and left. Another common option is to reference the height and distance of holds in relation to the climber's body parts. For example, right hand hold at your shoulder height, about half an arm's length away, or left foot hold at your knee height. You can use phrases like in or out to describe how close a hold is to their body. In this case, in means closer to their body, and out means farther from their body.
I need to find your left foot here.
A left foot? You've got one out and up about an inch. There.
Perfect.
For experienced climbers, it's helpful to describe the holds themselves, such as letting them know if it's a jug, crimp, sloper, or pinch. For brand new climbers who don't know the terminology, this will just be confusing. However, if they're interested in learning more about hold types, spend some time letting them explore different holds so they can learn what each type will feel like when they encounter it on the wall.